Greetings, sir and sirettes, and welcome back to Stellaris with me, Lathrix, and of course, welcome back to yet another full playthrough where today we are going to be going with the 25 times Crisis modifier, and this time, making it even earlier. Not insanely earlier, although eventually I will be trying that, but earlier nonetheless. Today, we are the Leech Legion, and don't let this portrait fool you. We are not the poor thing underneath. We are the leech itself, which is attached to the face. This is one of the few species which is clearly a symbiote, and, well, we're going all bloody with it. We are the leech, and we will use the galaxy as our feeding ground. So the lore behind this one is fairly straightforward, but I really do like it. Originally, the species underneath, now the name has been simply lost to time, lived on this planet here, which has a random name because, well, the leeches simply haven't bothered to rename it. On this world, it was originally, of course, not a relic world, but truly a bastion of culture, power, economic growth, everything the species could possibly want. Until somehow, this leech parasite became part of it. Perhaps it was a genetic experiment gone wrong, perhaps it was introduced from another planet, but either way, it quickly took over the populace, taking over their brains, bodies, and souls. Until now, all that's left is the leech. Now, where this differs from a hive mind is that the leeches all have their own individuality, and thus the leaders and everything make a lot more sense. And the poor creatures underneath are now essentially just there to provide sustenance for the leech itself. Now, originally, I was going to go with the idea of the leech being, you know, a parasite, and thus we should take over other empires and use the populace simply as food. But instead, I like the idea of the leech can only completely bond with this species, making all of the species practically worthless. And so, we are Fanatic Purifiers. We are here to remove the galaxy of all species which cannot bond with the leech, which I have chosen to give no real name to. The species itself is simply called Host. That's how little they care. They are very single-minded, very similar to a devouring swarm, but once again, they do hold their own individuality. They're just very single-minded. We are, of course, fanatic xenophobes, we are militarist, fanatic purifiers, and we have distinguished admiralty, because power is all we care about. So the ship fire rate is increased, our admiral level cap is increased, and our fleet command limit is increased. We are a blood court. The hosts are rapid breeders and adaptive, however, they are fleeting and weak because they are constantly being drained by the parasites attached to them. Over the many years, I assume that they have evolved together now, so they are a little bit less damaging to each other, but still, fleeting and weak I think really fits. Originally, I was going to go with something like deviance rather than weak, but that doesn't really make sense. If the leeches are calling the shots in terms of personality, we don't care about much. Very similar to a Devouring Swarm, but I am sick of playing Devouring Swarm at the moment. I never play the Fanatic Purifiers, so here we are. Plus, I think it would be fun since we have the Starbase influence cost so low. Essentially, our idea here is we're going to be super aggressive in the early game, grabbing absolutely everything. Then once we have enough space, we'll slowly swap over to tech. Perhaps after we've taken over a few other empires. This is going to be a difficult one on this difficulty. Normally I wouldn't go with a purifier species, but I'm just in the mood for the Blood Court. Here we are with the difficulty screen. Of course, Crisis Strength is at max, and now we're going to set it 25 years earlier than our last attempt. It may not seem like much, but 25 years is a very big deal, especially in an empire that won't initially be very good at tech. Eventually, I will go with the Fanatic Materialist run, which I think will be one of the most powerful since you can really stack tech very quickly. But for now, we're going to be aggressive, and we're going to start eating things. Hey everyone, Future Lathrix here, just wanting to say a huge thank you to everyone who's been showing support for these videos recently, especially the full playthrough series and the times 25 video I released recently. These videos are actually pretty bad for the channel in terms of analytics and engagement, and YouTube doesn't look particularly kind upon those, so if you would consider liking the video, if you do indeed like it, it would be a huge thank you. This video has once again shattered records for the longest recording on the channel, this one being over 55 hours of raw footage, which took several hours to edit down. When I say several hours, pretty much all of today, which is good because I'm feeling pretty under the weather anyway. So thank you so much for watching, and I really do hope you enjoyed the video. It's a weird one. And so the game begins. We are in the very edge of the galaxy, which is definitely where I prefer to start off, so I'm happy with that. Going to go straight for the blue laser, extra population growth, and let's go with that. Lots of basic resources to begin with. So the idea is we are going to expand as fast as possible. We're not likely to go to war as soon as we find another species because, well, they're going to be incredibly strong. Remember, we are on the highest difficulty when it comes to the AI, which means they have loads of bonuses, which is really apparent, especially in the early game. Going to focus on alloys with a bit of unity. I'm not sure if I'm even going to bother with the admin cap to begin with. Maybe. But research will not be a focus until we have several worlds already under our belt. And one thing I would like to do straight away, before I forget, is species, you, and I'm going to have migration controls. Just so when we get new planets, we don't lose growth on the main planet. It's good to have the whole immigration thing, to make sure the new planets get up and powerful as fast as possible. But I really want the main world to be strong very, very quickly, especially in the early game. Now, we do have this, the Ruined Archaeology, which gives us relics and gives us some tech when we break through them. But they are quite expensive, so that's not going to be for a while either. That's essentially our bonus for starting on a Relic World, since we don't get any of the normal Relic World bonuses, like the Spire, which gives extra research. We might be able to turn it into a city world later, I actually don't know. Oh yeah, we can! And that doesn't require the tech to do so, just anti-gravity engineering. Okay, that's pretty nice, actually. I don't think this is one of the strongest origins. In fact, I really don't, but it's cool nonetheless. I like the concept. It's like Tomb World Plus.
Situation log updated. Construction complete.
Except for not affecting your traits. Yeah, I'm not sure about it, but still, we'll find out soon enough. We'll see how strong destroying these actually is. Definitely going to need some more science vessels, and I want Map the Stars on, because I do want to get our precursor done and finished as soon as possible, giving us all that extra unity. So we have the cultist event to begin with. I am most likely going to just ignore it. So we destroy the cultists, goodbye, any second now, goodbye. And I'm most likely not going to continue, because by continuing you spawn the cultists around systems nearby, which is good if you want to go with the events. I think you get some ships in the end and some other bonuses. But most likely I don't want to be stopped with my initial expansion. Don't want to spend too much on ships right away. Now normally I would change the food policy to give us additional growth speed, but right now I am going to be expanding so quickly I think basic resources are going to be quite difficult to maintain until we have a bit more space. So I'm just going to keep it as dietary balance for the time being. There we are, reach for the stars, making our new stations cheaper, so we can expand faster.
System survey complete.
And a nice set of worlds to begin with. Lovely. Now that's nice to see. The bunker bot will give us 200 influence. Fantastic. Okay, what I'm going to do is this, and then I'm going to turn off, for now, our bureaucrats. They'll start working the alloy foundry in a second without taking any of our basic workers. The generator district will then give more jobs for basic workers later on. Oh, that's interesting. So this is coming from having the Relic World to begin with. Some remnants of our former colony remain. Using them as a base will make it easier to recolonize the planet. District cost and building cost is lessened, and it's added a ruined archaeology similar to the home world. I wonder how many times that'll activate. Still don't know how good those really are, but if they're okay, then that will be fantastic. Even made me stammer. That's how excited I clearly am. Because you know me, I'm just an emotional pot of emotions. Through the power of selling every single relic we're getting, and thus fueling our alloys and everything else through energy, we are able to continue to expand nice and quickly, and we keep on hiring more and more science vessels and more construction vessels. One more construction vessel is about to finish being created, which is going to go down here. This way we can expand very quickly in all directions without any major issues. Actually, change of plan, you're going to grab that since I do it on that system rather than having a gap. After that you can follow them along this way since that starts to fork out a bit more. Yeah, it does. And thank you for the extra influence from the bunker bot. That should allow us to continue until we get our factions, and then from our factions we should get a lot more influence, since most likely they're going to be really, really single-minded. Lots of xenophobes. Which should be happy with us being Fanatic Purifiers. I think they get a base bonus for that. More resources. Huzzah. Lots of short-term stuff. It's a bit silly in many ways, but also it means our foundation is going to be really, really good for us to upgrade later. So I've just cleared the first of the ruined arcologies, and it gave us some relics, but also this, powered exoskeletons. This is one of the basic bits of research, but it's almost completed it for us. So that's interesting. I wonder if we wait until later, will we get better techs? More expensive ones, because that's all that's going to be left. Also, that, I believe, is going to be the final of the precursor bits of study. Once I've done that, we can have the true home world, which will give us a Relic World, since the first league's the one which gives you the Relic World, right? Think so, which will act as our main tech world.
Special product complete.
It's not surprising we got it so quick, considering how many science vessels we have. We have went a bit extreme with that. Seems like we don't really have many neighbours, which is actually really good for us, despite the fact we're going to be quite aggressive. Ooh, robots. I think I'm going to go with the Psychic Ascension, so I don't need to rush this as much, but at the same time, getting robots up and running nice and early is great. Especially since there's already quite a few worlds where we can't really populate them. If we can get some droids and then synths a bit early, that'd be fantastic. Saying that, long-range mineral scanners is good, all that lovely material from space, since we're getting so many systems. I want all three of these. I'm going to go with the robots. It's just better in the long run. Beautiful. Expansion is finished. I'm going to grab Interstellar Dominion. Do I really want to grab that? It's fun and it fits the theme, but we are going to start finding enemies fairly soon, I imagine. We can't have that much space. They're saying that this will allow us to expand at the same speed we're currently expanding, which is pretty darn quick. So you know what? Sure. Interstellar Dominion, I'm actually going to go into Prosperity, a bit of a weird one. Originally, I was planning on Supremacy or Domination next, but we're doing this for the additional mining station output, and also, I just think we can be an economic powerhouse at the moment, since we are spreading so quickly. Interesting, the first empire we found. And it's isolationists. Can I even declare war on us? I think they can because of what we are, so that is a problem. I am now actually building up our fleet, so good timing there. But we're going to need to build it up more. A lot more. In fact, I'm going to start building a Bastion as soon as possible. Annoyingly, we are now currently boxed in, so what I'm doing is sending all of our forces down here to clear this. Just a strength 777, so once that's gone, that'll be a nice free area to try and conquer. Though soon enough we will have to declare war with our neighbours. They are only superior with us now. They were overwhelming. Remember, they do get bonuses which are really, really apparent in the early game. The joy of playing on the hardest difficulty. And we didn't really focus that much on military, we focused completely on grabbing all of this, and continuing. Now, here's something. I don't know if this is actually working in the way I'm thinking it's working, but I'm hoping it is. Right now, I keep on sending in colony ships to inhabit these worlds. These worlds are worlds I obviously don't want. They have really low habitability for us right now, we just can't afford to keep them up and running. But the reason why I'm doing this is because once the colony is finished, I then resettle the populations from that planet over to one of the planets we are keeping, because it starts off with 2 populations. Am I actually gaining those 2 populations, or am I somehow losing them elsewhere? Now, of course, they're not free. It's all very expensive. You have to pay for the colony ship, you then have to pay to move the populations. It is expensive. But populations are very important. And annoyingly, they do start off as specialists, so they do become unemployed on most planets once you move them for a while, but still, more populations and more populations. We have a lot of red planets. So I'm thinking I can keep on doing that over and over and over again, and getting loads of populations out of it. At least, that's my hope. Also, we're getting so many minerals now, which I'm a very big fan of. Our economy is still being fueled by selling artifacts. 500 each, and we have loads of them. We still have 2 more. No, we have 1 more archaeological site currently being used. We're about to get a second. Those 2 have just now been finished. In fact, one of you can go over here, since this is going to be our research world. Go and assist our research, please. I feel like every time I try and play on times 25, I get a good start. I actually did a quick test run using a hive mind, off camera, not being recorded or anything, just to test out a few ideas, and once again it was like this, I seem to just get really good starts. Is that me saying that the game actually gives you good starts if you're on the higher difficulty? No. But it just seems like I'm getting very lucky. Oh, I say that. Run away before you get killed, please. Thank you.
We have mastered a new technology.
Oh. Well, that's what happens when you have a short lifespan. There we are. A new leader to replace them. More clerks. All well and good. And sure, more habitability. Let's make our planets a bit more worthwhile. Lovely, a 25 Relic World there. Well, going to be grabbing that as soon as we possibly can. Also, our force is now almost strong enough to deal with our neighbours, which of course we're going to do as soon as possible. I want their territory, and if we're lucky, yep, tropical worlds, fantastic. That means their homeworld is one of the tropical or... Yep, it's either tropical, ocean, or continental. Since that was so close, I just assumed it was one of the guaranteed habitable worlds you start with. That's fantastic. Loads more worlds for us. We want that as soon as possible. We're going to take over a large chunk of the galaxy very quickly. I mean, it's only been 30 years. We already have this, and we're about to hopefully take over the enemy. Remember, we are Fanatic Purifiers, which means we do get bonuses as well. We're not... In fact, we're stronger than we look. And we look okay at this point. So annoyingly, we have other neighbours here as well. Although we are strong enough to hold them off, the reason why it's so annoying is because if we attack these fellows over here and we take substantial damage, these will then declare war on us. And they're really close to some stuff I really want to keep safe. So for the time being, whilst I can keep on expanding, I'm going to continue to increase our navy, and I'm going to put down some bastions over here. Then we will declare war. So it is holding us off a little bit. Not cool, dudes. Well, this is something interesting. Our neighbours have just lost their homeworld. Apparently their origin was Doomsday, which is one of the more difficult origins. Essentially what it means is eventually your world will explode, but you get bonuses to resources until that date. The problem is, the AI apparently didn't do anything about it. In other words, they didn't move any of their populations away from their homeworld. So they have 1 population over here, and 9 over here, and that's it. That's their entire population. Their economy is going to be terrible. Now, right now, apparently, they're still okay in terms of their fleet power, but can they even sustain that fleet power? I don't really know. And if we attack them, they're definitely not going to be able to recover. So the hierarchy is now our prime target. Originally, it was the stars over here, the sovereign stars, but instead it is going to be the hierarchy. I want all of this space. Sadly, only 1, 2, 3 worlds. We can already get out of it, but still. Ooh, there is this. So yeah, that's our new prime target. So I'm going to start moving our fleets over because we should be able to destroy them right now. Our ships have all received some pretty nice upgrades, which means now we are very powerful. At least in terms of in comparison to how we were a moment ago. So, let's get all of our ships into position. All of our many, many Corvettes. And we're about to attack the hierarchy. Most likely we are going to be completely wiping them out. Unless they have way more ships than expected. They are inferior currently of fleet power, and we are once again Fanatic Purifiers, so most likely this is going to be a victory for us.
We have claimed a new world for our people.
All of our leaders are just passing away now. That's annoying. Can you please continue, even if now you are a very low-level scientist? So many relics to sell, and there are 2 archaeological sites over here, and then there's also this. 22 population. Well, destroying them will give us lots and lots of unity. There's nothing unifies a people together like invading. Oh no, that's going to get really dark really fast. We are attacking the enemy at long last, and it makes sense that the Lithoids are our first enemy, considering we can't even use them in any way. We are, after all, the leeches. We need blood, so we can't even eat them. Briefly. So, Armageddon stands. We are removing their planets. Got some ground forces here as well, just in case we do want to fully capture a planet, but it's most likely we're just going to bombard them from orbit instead, until there's no life left. Unless there's loads of population, then of course we'll land, because we get some unity for purifying them.
A new world for our people.
There we are, that's done with. Let's go to their new capital. Actually, could you all please follow the smaller fleet? That would be great. Just because he's the slowest. There we are. And I've just set up the keybinds, now I can use them nice and easily. Is yellow good enough to really have one of these planets permanently? I doubt it. Prepare to be purified, Xenos. Okay, get back in. Oh, wait, nope. I was about to say back into position. We're about to be attacked, but nope, they simply ran away. Oh, they're back again. Oh, and they ran away. Okay, the enemy apparently are just a bit confused about everything going on. Can't blame them, but still. Where's our map? There it is. Some robots on those worlds, and there we go. Overwhelming force, increasing our fire rate by an additional 10%. Stop us bouncing around. You're being annoying at this point. It's rude.
Construction complete. Hostile Xeno fleet detected.
Finally. Oh, there's two of them now. Well, would have been nice to only fight one, but I'm assuming this is everything you have.
One of our spaceports is under attack. Anomaly found.
Consider yourself beaten. Take absolutely everything they have. So there we are. They are being purged, giving us 5 minerals, 5 food, and 5 unity every month, which is coming from these 3 populations. All is well and good. How to improve our main species? Let's give them a longer life. Our species can now live better with its host. We now have the Omnicodex. Now, is this a good thing? Not massively. It does increase our gene modification points by 1, which is nice as a passive. Its active effect is to spawn populations from an extinct species onto one of our planets. Why is that not particularly good for us? Because we are instantly going to destroy them. It does give us a little bit of unity, which is cool. I'm going to do that now just for the laughs of it. There we are. But yeah, it's not really much outside of a few months of 10 food, 10 minerals, and 9 unity. Actually, less than that. It's 8.1. Still, cool effect. Gene points are cool, but that's it. And that came from the Ruined World. No, it didn't come from the Ruined World. It did come from the Ruined World, okay. I just didn't realise there were multiple archaeological sites here, which is kind of weird. Okay, you go over here. Well, it's not that rare, but it's still weird to see nonetheless. 4 of our construction vessels are all hard at work. We are soon to control all of this territory as well.
Hostile Xeno fleet engaged. Construction complete.
So, 1,500 alloys, or we get this ship for free. I mean, I've got to go with the ship. It's a pretty cool ship. There we are. We have a nanite ship now under our control. Beautiful. Oh, can you please not go straight through every bad thing ever? That would be lovely. So instead, do a bit of a dance to get around them. There we go. That's what I really should do, is just block off these systems like I've blocked off some of the others, like the Marauders. We have found some more primitives. In this case, it's the ancient rivals, two worlds which have both destroyed each other with nukes. And now I'm here to finish off the job, because clearly they weren't good enough to completely destroy each other. I mean, clearly this is what they want. We're doing a kindness.
Invading Xeno Lair. Xeno Lair secured.
The Xeno are no match for us. Okay, take out this station, because things keep on respawning there, then go back here. It's going to be really annoying, but still... that's not quite the route you're going to take, but okay, game. Now, here's something I'm realizing quickly. When I take over a world like this, the main benefit is because I'm going to be destroying the population, and thus we're going to be getting unity. The issue is with zero stability, we get almost nothing, as you can see here. And the culture shock and everything else. So, what I'm going to do is resettle all of these populations, as much as it does cost us a lot of energy, back to one of our more stable worlds. And by stacking them as well, it means they're going to be around for longer, because you can only destroy one population at a time, and they're all producing resource together. So rather than destroying two at a time, since they're split along 2 planets, we're destroying them much, much slower. And this is essentially what I'm going to do every time I invade a planet, just throw them all back to one of our main worlds. You kind of want to grab something like, where are you? Nihilistic Acquisition, which you can literally steal populations from worlds when you bombard them. But that also takes up an Ascension perk. We've already got a silly one with Interstellar Dominion, which I really shouldn't have got, but it just fits the Empire too well. I know I shouldn't be role-playing the Empire at all. We're playing versus a very difficult endgame, but I can't help myself. It's just how I play the game. Well, they're definitely getting that station back, but we'll soon clear them, so... Oh no, war exhaustion! Oh, that's really annoying. Ground forces, can you get your butts over here, please? Was not paying attention to war exhaustion at all. Okay, don't build that building, that's a trap. The only reason it's unlocked is because we have all these which are being purged. That's going to go away soon. Well, we might not be able to completely obliterate them right now, but we've all but destroyed them. The birth of the galactic community. Xeno scum. One more of our worlds now falls to us. Lovely. Loads of populations now under our control. Did I just... Yeah, that was pretty stupid, wasn't it? Yeah, we just threw everyone out of the world because I assumed it wasn't going to be a tropical world or a world we wanted because all their other worlds weren't. But no. We did want that. So, whoops-a-daisy there. How long have we got left until... 145 days. Yeah, we're not going to be able to grab any more worlds. In that case, can you all please split up? You go ahead this way. And then you can go like here and here. And then the last group go straight there. Just make sure we grab all these systems. We won't be able to grab the 2 worlds they have left, but we can at least take all the systems. We are invading a new Xeno lair. These are in the Industrial Age. Also, our neighbours just declared war on us, so I'm moving all of my original fleets back into position. So rather than going towards the isolationists, they're all kind of just staying put. Lovely, okay. Let's move all of you out. Except for, I suppose, just look... Ooh, it's a 25 continental world. Not bad at all. Let's just remove some of these. It's going to be too expensive otherwise. Let's sell loads of minerals because we have a ridiculous amount. And let's just move one of you over. There we are. Lovely. A new world, and we are getting loads of unity because of all of these lovely fellows. Ooh, we can even now go ahead and negotiate with crime lords to increase our stability. Turns out we're at war not only with this empire here, but this empire over here. Now, so far, we've managed to survive handily, and this is because I've already got a station here, my fleet is just docked, but mostly because I ended up spending almost all of my resources to buy the rare resources so I could activate all of these. And we're doing okay. I actually lost quite a bit of my fleet to begin with, but we're just kind of sitting here now until we're a little bit stronger. This fleet's about to arrive. I'll upgrade that fleet, then we'll make a move and start taking some territory. We won't do as much damage as we did to the hierarchy, but hopefully we can take this chunk here. War Doctrine, no retreat.
Construction complete.
No point really sending our fleets out right now, just sit there. Okay, they're not being as silly aggressive right now, which is interesting. Well, to be fair, before the fights were a bit more balanced, and now if they attack, we're just going to utterly devastate them, so it makes quite a bit of sense, honestly. Just grab all these in the background. Okay, once you've done with that, you can grab these. Grab that and that.
We have mastered a new technology.
No retreat, no surrender. This is a way of weeding out the weak amongst our hosts. Those who die in battle simply deserve to die in battle.
Xeno lair secured.
Xeno lair secured. Now, if only we had the energy to do everything we wanted to do. There we go. Back to following the fleet. You just gonna sit there? Not be a bother? Good. Let's go straight for the next station as well. Ooh, this is good. There's gonna be several planets here. Excellent. A world for us, and a world filled with populations to increase our unity. Now, forgive me if I'm wrong, but does that say 75 relics? I'm sure I've done that event loads of times before and never got 75 relics before. Well, that's pretty amazing, honestly, so I'm not going to complain about that, certainly. Now, all those relics, what we can do is the secrets of the First League. I can't remember what this one gives me, even though I've done this several times now. And reverse engineer arcane technology, plus 10% research speed. Pretty darn nice. And let's grab some influence while we still can. Start sorting all these out, now we're over 1,000 tech. Come on, station, I believe in you. You might actually kill, yeah, their cruiser. Maybe. Except for, of course, that's not a cruiser, that's a destroyer, but you get the point.
Colonization efforts begun.
Okay, you can go ahead and take over that. We continue to destroy their stations.
Invading Xeno lair.
Now, we do currently have an Ascension perk ready. Oops, almost pressed that. We do have an Ascension perk ready, I just don't know exactly what I want to grab. I'm actually tempted by Imperial Prerogative. This way we'd need less buildings to do with admin cap, which is nice. One Vision is great, almost purely for the amenities. Engineered Evolution is good, especially this early on, but I kind of want to go down the Psycho route, to be perfectly honest. I like the concept of this Empire being the precursor of a hive mind, of a devouring swarm. But Engineered Evolution would be really nice. I'm not too sure. Now, as for our next tradition, once I can actually have it, sadly I just grabbed another system, so I need to wait another month. I'm going to go into Discovery next, I think. Maybe Domination, though. Even adaptability would be great. One free building slot, monthly food increase, habitability increase, over so many planets. Honestly, I want all of them. What we need is more unity. This is going to hurt somewhat, but this is their final fleet. Goodbye. Now, I've been thinking, why did they declare war on us? Why would they declare war when they are so clearly weaker than us? They were inferior with fleet power, and it's because they went to war with the Confederation. But the Confederation aren't helping out, and to make matters worse, the machines are also attacking them, so most likely their fleet was split, and their allies just are too far away. I'm not sure if they will ever eventually get to us, I assume they will, but right now, I haven't seen a single one of their fleets, so we've just been fighting an inferior foe. Now, why they were so aggressive over here on the border was, well, I have no idea, that's them being weird. Now, another thing I've finally turned off, and I'm sure some people would have yelled at me about this, is land appropriation. Land appropriation means that some of our species will be moved from our worlds for free onto worlds we conquer, thus making them more stable. The problem is, though, I'm then moving all of our populations back onto our worlds, and this is just causing all sorts of problems. Like this, for instance, one of the populations was chosen randomly from this planet, and that disabled the building, which is really irritating. And also, the population that got moved over then became a specialist, and yeah, it's a little bit annoying. No. Obviously not. Hello, homeworld. Are you weak enough for us to conquer straight away? Yes, you are. You have absolutely no defense. Even the Lithoids had better defenses than this. And they were almost destroyed. There we are. We still need way more energy, which thankfully I can just do this too. Fantastic. Wow, that's a lot of undesirables. That's a lot of Unity, food, and minerals being produced for free for us right now. The Secrets of the First League is finished, giving us plus 10% planet build speed, plus 15% to research into industry, which is really nice. Anti-gravity engineering has been unlocked as an option, and weather control systems has been unlocked for free completely. That's alright. Don't think it's worth that many relics, but very nice. We had so many relics anyway, it's less of an issue. How did you get 8k fleet power? Well, we're still going to absolutely devastate you because purifiers, but still. Okay, our minerals are maxed out right now, so I am increasing our storage because one thing we can do now is turn our homeworld back to its illustrious glory. Turning it into a city world is going to make it incredibly powerful, getting one of those that early. Okay, this is your new homeworld. Or new capital, I should say. Currently get a new homeworld. Destroy all of you. La-di-da-di-da. And one more world. Filled with populations to willingly give us unity. Okay, once I've done this, I should really move over here. Actually, no, I don't really have to, because the machines... This is probably where we're going to end, because the machines are all here, and I can't be bothered to try and reach much further, so after this, regroup as our original plan was, so we can take out the stars over here. Oh, or we can just end them completely. That was the final world under their control. Okay, head on home. Our job here is done.
Incoming transmission.
Sure, status quo. Well done. You totally helped out your friends there. Now restoring our Relic World to its former glory before the Leeches, but now in control of the Leeches. A far more perfect paradise cannot be found. For Leeches. We are now a police state, giving us +5 stability to all of our planets. Just in case any hosts perhaps are acting weirdly. Well, we've just unlocked the Archaeology project. I don't think I've ever picked that as my third choice before. But we're just producing so many minerals, it feels a waste not to. And we are really stacking up influence. Even though we haven't got any really, really powerful factions, it's just so cheap to claim new space. We're just constantly stacking it up. Look, only 11 influence. Even our leader now is making it cheaper. So just save up a bit more influence, and then we'll turn our second world into a city planet as well. I think, honestly speaking, this is the best start I've ever had for a Purifier run. It's not the best start I've ever had full stop. That was definitely the last full playthrough of the ×25 Crisis. But this is just insane. We control a good quarter of the galaxy already. Our economy is doing fantastically. Our tech isn't even behind other empires. We're currently equivalent with everyone. Yeah, I'm just really happy with this. I think perhaps a Purifier run is the way to go. And of course, the main reason I've chosen Purifier isn't because of this. It's because I want the extra damage versus the endgame Crisis. We have a third increased ship damage, well, fire rate, and a third increased navy capacity. Our fleets are going to be terrifying when they're fully teched out. Now terraforming planets in our systems into ocean worlds. Most of our forces are now arriving back in the home world, which is great. Yeah, you're going to be crushed. This world is going to be fantastic. So this world here had the feral event going on, which means our population was turning feral, it was becoming aggressive, but the population growth was insane. Eventually, after doing all the events, you get this. The lesser evil if you choose to utilize the mushrooms. The population growth is incredibly quick, and we get minus 5% happiness, but again, that's a small cost for plus 200% population growth, and we get the spore vents. Now, something about this I've always overlooked, but it is utterly amazing. +1 gas plant engineer job per 20 populations, which means every 20 pops, we get an additional person working this, which gives us exotic gas. So straight away, that's fantastic on its own. But for every one of these we have, it increases the output of all of our gas producers by 5%. So if we can get 10 of these, it's a 50% output increase for all of them. And of course, you can use all the building slots to produce more gas. This world is gas prime. And we're going to be sending random populations here all the time because we want as many gas producers as we possibly can. The power of farts will set us free. Our fleets are now on the move. We have almost 30k total in our fleet power, which is more than enough to completely obliterate this empire, so we are likely to completely consume it in the coming years. After that, I'm hoping we can just do some normal expansion over here. As much as constant warfare can be quite fun, it's also quite taxing on the mental state, so it would be nice to have just a break, just a nice, simple bit of expansion again, so I can focus on that. There's already so much stuff to micromanage. Being at war all the time can slowly drive one insane. Or so I've been told.
We have declared war on the despicable Xenos.
The next empire is soon to be obliterated. We have more than enough fleet power to, yeah, make very, very short work of this enemy.
We have mastered a new technology.
Go straight for the home world.
Invading Xeno lair.
Hello, fleet. We're the leeches. Purifiers can be quite strong, who would have thought? As I move over all of our new willing participants in Unity Gathering. That's what we're going to call them, by the way. The fools were trying to run away.
declared war on each other.
75 more populations. Well, that is insane. Problem is I don't really have enough energy to move them all around. And since we don't have access to the proper market, we can't really keep selling stuff for energy. It's okay for now, but it is becoming less and less effective. Also, this is going to cause some serious problems on the home world since I'm just putting so many populations there. But once again, it is best if they're all stacked in the same place, because then only one is destroyed at a time. And we now have 258 undesirables. Oh my god. Well, that is insane. Oh, I keep on forgetting. Yeah, okay, so these worlds are worlds we want to keep. Lathrix, don't transfer every last one of them, okay? You do want these worlds. Go over there. Oh, is this the last world? No, they've got some worlds over here. Good. After this, though, let's start taking out some of the stations. We can actually split you up at this point. The enemy fleets have been just so devastated. Main larger fleet, change of plan. You're going over here. And you're going to start taking out all of this. And then blocking them off there. And then the other two will split up and start taking all of this. Fantastic. The home world is now one giant, beautiful city. And we are now a former Relic World, giving us plus 10% to all research from the planet. Although, we're not really going to get much research from this planet, honestly, which is a bit of a shame. Oh well, doesn't really matter. We still get plus 20% resources from all jobs and plus 50% population growth. Okay, weak fleet, you can go... Ooh, actually, never mind, I was going to say you can go by yourself over here, but that would be silly. We have our second relic, the Blade of the Huntress. The passive effect is our army morale is plus 25%, and our planet sensor range is plus 2, which is... okay, not really anything particularly fantastic there, but then activating it increases our sublight speed by 25% for 120 months, which is quite nice. Some of our worlds are now ocean worlds. Lovely. And one day, we'll be producing enough consumer goods. The problem is, right now, our economy is mixed economy. No, it is mixed economy already. I thought it was militarized. Never mind then. There's no excuse. I'm just not making enough. So what I need to do now is with our other relic worlds, the one we've been getting just from expanding and from events, is I also want to convert those into the beautiful city worlds. But that requires removing all of the blockers, which costs a lot of energy. So that's a goal for the future. I'm currently going down adaptability. I have just grabbed this, adaptive ecology, which gives us one free building slot on every single planet. Which means, very soon, we're about to lose a lot of our raw resources, because we're about to have lots and lots and lots of new buildings. Overall, definitely a good thing. Okay, for you, we could have a civilian industry, or we could go down the route of a hollow theatre just to make things easier for us. And so on and so forth. Lots of micromanagement, but yeah, the overall result of this is going to be loads more tech, loads more alloys. I really do need some proper alloy worlds. We just haven't been producing that much. I've been purchasing most of my alloys, and we can't keep on doing that. We just really, really can't. Okay, you're going to become a new alloy world, so are you. So are you. So are you. I want you to start producing machines. As you can tell, I'm going to try and get this world into a city world as soon as possible, because you do keep lesser evil, and I believe you also keep the spore vents. Oh wait, no, you might not. Now I think about it, I think you lose all of the positive planetary features. I can't remember. Okay, for now we're going to put a stop to that, and I might need to actually look that up because I need to keep the spore vents. That's the whole point of that world. The primitives are being subjugated. And good timing as well, since I've just got this. Appropriation, which means our resettlement cost has been drastically reduced. There we are. Nice and efficient. Okay, take out those two, then we take out all this up here. You're about to fight this, you might actually lose. Remember, no retreat. Oh, random marauder fleet I found. You're very weird, you know that? This is their last world, so I'm not going to invade it straight away, but let's just move into position to do so when we want to. Things are going pretty darn well for us. Oh, and we are now at 2k research. Fantastic. So I decided we are going down the route of engineered evolution, because it is just taking way too long to find the psychic technology, which is a rare anyway, so we're just going with that because I really, really want to improve our populations as soon as we possibly can. So now, no more negatives at all, which is already fantastic. They are now intelligent. No, intelligent, there we go, which apparently doesn't apply to me. And what else? We could just go with natural engineering so we can quickly get as much stuff as possible. We could make them strong, there's a lot of stuff we could do. So I guess we are also engineering the parasite itself. Though is it truly a parasite? Because it is allowing the main species to become more dominant in the galaxy. Its DNA is being passed on. But at the same time, it is taking over all mental faculties and pretty much everything in regards to the host. So, most likely it is a parasite. So anyway, that's just waffle with me getting more and more tired. I really don't know what I want here. Yeah, the obvious answer right now is just going with natural engineers. I prefer engineering over the other two sciences just because it has mega engineering and loads of other stuff which I really want to try and rush. So yeah, let's go with that. The hosts will have bigger brains for us to use. Actually, that's something I haven't even considered. Are we using the host's brains? Or is the parasite itself a completely separate entity? I don't know. We have all but destroyed the Empire over here, so I'm leaving one fleet back to destroy what's left. I've been building up a fleet in the background. My alloy production now is much better. And our next target is the hub over here, which is the Machine Empire. It is by far the strongest other empire outside of us, and so it should be our first target after this one. And then we'll control half of the galaxy. This is by far the fastest I've ever conquered so much space. We are the crisis. That's odd. Okay, so the machines are declaring war on us, despite the fact they are currently inferior to us. All fleets then, even though you were upgrading before. Move over here. Well, actually, you should have been upgrading, or you weren't, because I'm a dum-dum. Oh, you're upgrading. Okay, those two fleets there, then we have the damaged fleets, which are returning home, but instead now they're going to be heading straight over to here. Most likely we are going to lose several systems before we're there. This is why we need gateways, but of course, we just don't have that tech yet. This is going to be really annoying, isn't it?
Our ships have been upgraded.
This empire has been destroyed.
We have mastered.
Can't see their fleets. Like I say, they were in combat, so I'm hoping they're nice and far away. I have got bastions set up, and they're pretty nice bastions, so if I get my Corvettes in the right place, I could maybe defend. Maybe. Been sitting here for a while now, and I am yet to see the enemy fleet, which is actually getting me a bit worried, since they do have a lot of wormholes in their territory, and we do have a wormhole here. Is that in any way connected? We do have wormhole travel, so what we really should do is go ahead and figure that out. You there, you're doing absolutely nothing. Where does that wormhole lead to? Sadly, I can't check the other one since it's not in my territory, but still. I'm making almost 20 colony ships now. Again, just really, really weird. Well, I'm getting bored, so I'm just going to start attacking them. If nothing else, we could force a status quo. If we need to, though I doubt we are going to need to. Oh, this is why, once again, this is why we're at war, because they're bringing an ally with them. That makes sense. And once again, it's an ally which didn't help out the last forces, so hopefully that's going to be the case again, which would be lovely. So this time, they are helping out their allies. Well, isn't that lovely for them? Okay, you move back. Just reinforce the Citadels for now. Our main fleet is upgrading, and these upgrades, they really need better weapons, better shields. They really want these before going into war. Corvettes should be fast enough to get out of the way. Okay, good. You know what? You're going to go and reinforce as well. It'll take them a long time to get around, and if they are, we can easily jump from Bastion to Bastion faster than they can get from one side to the other. This isn't going to be quite as easy as all the other fights, because it is two empires and they are actually working together now. All my fleets were here ready to fight, and it seems like the enemy are backing off, which makes sense, because the Citadel itself is 16k. We should be able to crush them if we fight them all together, so which of you is the slowest? It'll be you, won't it? You have an extra sublight speed, but the other one I believe has aggressive, which is the same. So it's actually either of you. So let's go with you. All stick together, please. And let's try and chase them down.
We have claimed a new world for our people. Construction complete. Colonization efforts begun. Colonization efforts begun.
Glorious. Simply glorious. Now, a lot of the enemy did manage to actually bounce away there, but even so.
Colonization efforts begun.
Let's re-grab all that. And let's go towards their wormhole. So I'd like to know where they actually go. So let's deal with this one first. Okay, there's a fleet over here. That's going to retake what we've just taken there, but there's no chance it's getting past this Citadel, so that's fine. We'll just leave that as it is. Now, I believe that the Machine Empire itself won't really give us particularly all that much from its populations. I think when you exterminate a hive mind species, which of course means the hive mind or the Machine Empire, you don't get anything from them. I think you'll still get unity for exterminating them, but no resources because they're hive minds. You can't have them as forced labor. You have to only have extermination. So what I'm going to try and do is focus on the secondary enemy rather than the machines. Both our Citadels are here, and I'm building some Corvettes in the background. Corvettes can be built so quickly. It is really a very easy defense strategy to just stack these things. As we continue to get more and more worlds under our control. I'm also upgrading the main species now to this. Fertile, robust, with bigger brains, sticking with natural engineers, but sadly now they have to be repugnant. It was either repugnant or unruly, but right now we're already struggling with Empire Cap. I will swap it over to unruly in the future because repugnant is terrible, but it's the only -2 I actually have outside of unruly, so it is what it is, sadly. I completely missed something. The machines are rogue servitors, which means they have biotrophies. The biotrophies can be purged for resource just like any other organic species. Gonna move them all off this planet and then destroy the colony because the enemy fleets are nearby, so there's a good chance I will lose some of these. But saying that, since we are now able to get biotrophies, I may just go back and focus on the Machine Empire. Yeah, I think that would be best. This has been a very messy fight. They're attacking us from over here, which is really annoying. But we should be able to protect our world. The Corvettes are now moving over. So they'll get there, they should be able to destroy the enemy fleet, and then they'll just start to defend. In the meantime, we can cut into the heart of the enemy and hopefully go for their homeworld. We have now grabbed the homeworld of the machines, and as you can see, we are moving a lot of people over. There's all the machines, and then here's the bio trophies. And as usual, we transfer one host just to make sure the world doesn't get destroyed. And there we are, and it's already continental, which is rather nice. There we are, going to replace you with some population growth. Lovely. And apparently there are some habitats. Cool. Don't know if I'm going to win this fight, honestly, but let's see if our Corvettes can deal with their regular fleet. Feel like it's going to be close. Oh, good. The ammunition just turned off just before this fight. That's really bad timing there. Oh, well, they're running away anyway. Grab that back. Let's at least take back our systems.
Incoming transmission.
Ah, they want status quo. I wonder why. You know this is your own fault, right? Like, you attacked me. Lost a lot of our fleet now since we had to take out these Citadels, so with that, this war is over. It's going to take a while for me to fully recover, so I'm going to just stay put in this area down here, and then most likely we'll go to war with the Confederation next. Are you actually in a defensive pact, or... No, by the looks of things, if we go to war with you, we'll go to war with you alone. Which is good, and you have lots of worlds which we can consume. Oh, that's silly. Forgot to resettle all of you. And there we are. We're now at 3k research, which honestly just isn't good enough. It's not bad, we are keeping in line with the other empires, but at this point in the game, remember we have set the end game to 2325, which means 50 years after that the enemy will spawn the endgame crisis, which is going to be truly terrifying. So we need our tech sorted out now. So I am going to be shifting heavily into tech from this point forwards. We do have a decent economy to support it. We already have 3 of the city worlds, so we can produce a lot of consumer goods if we need to. And we are producing our 4th city world right now. More of them will be converted as time goes on to add to that. So loads and loads of pretty much everything. The only thing which is going to be a concern really is minerals. At the moment we're getting all of our minerals from these willing participants, but that won't last forever. Though saying that, we have so many of them now, maybe it will. It's going to take a very, very long time. Wait, decline process 35. That shouldn't be correct. Yeah, why 35? The default should be forced labour. What is going on there? That's 35. That's the extermination speed. Yeah, undesirables. It should only be plus 600% speed if it's extermination. Is that because we have the machines here? Because that's incorrect. I've had this bug before, and it is definitely a bug. Because you're undergoing forced labour, which means you should only be going at half of that. Okay, let's see what happens if I remove all the machines. Which is a lot of them. Oh, it's going to cost a fortune, but I do need this to be fixed. So I can confirm that is a bug. So now we are back down to 15 per month. That is so irritating. Well, I've unfairly lost a lot of energy there, but it's not too much of an issue really, thankfully, so just something to bear in mind. If I ever get a species which I can't put into one of the other forms of undesirable, do not mix them. Because even when you're destroying one of the species which is not meant to be exterminated, as in the full plus 600%, they will die that quickly.
Construction complete.
That's a lot of buildings. Oh yeah, I've been upgrading my star bases. Hence why we have almost no alloys right now. Okay, so now our ships are going to have jump drives as soon as they're finished upgrading everything else. Having jump drives this early is going to increase the chance of us seeing the Unbidden again as the endgame crisis, but yeah, I really want to use jump drives, so that's just a risk we're going to take. Our fleets are moving into position. It's going to be a couple more years before we can declare war again, but either way, let's move in our fleets. Also starting to scout ahead around here as well. Annoyingly, there's not all that much we can grab, especially with this here, since these are the Fanatic Xenophobes. If we grab any of the systems nearby, they will attack us and they will utterly devastate us. So, gonna just leave that for now. Ooh, and we're pretty much done for that. Okay, let's send you to one of our science worlds. For now, though, let's just send you to our home world. Also, we really do need to sort out our trade. I can now start upgrading some of our star bases to much larger ones, so I will figure out the placement for some trade stations. Okay, you can grab that. Then go there and there. And hello to a lovely Gaia world. Which apparently is lush. Well, since we have excess influence, what I'm going to do is start making some habitats. For now, I'm just going to make some reactor habitats. That's just habitats above an energy deposit. That way, they can have the reactor districts and thus produce a lot of energy. Not really going to go heavily into habitats, but again, I don't want to end up capping out on influence because then we're just wasting it. All of our alloys right now are being spent on either making habitats or buffering up this. I'm building a Corvette-only fleet, which is going to act as our quick response fleet and likely will be used in the upcoming wars. Not a huge fan of the old Corvette spam, but yeah, it is really good when you just need a fleet which is fast. One more world, about to be converted into one beautiful city.
We have declared war on the revolting Xenos.
And so, once more, war beckons. This should be a fairly easy fight. I was able to hold back both the Confederation and the hub before, and now this time, it's just the Confederation. Flee!
Colonization efforts begun.
Ooh, synths. I don't particularly care about synths in this run. We do have machines here and there, but I'm still going to grab it nonetheless, I suppose. The Corvette fleet is almost completely finished, and it's going to be our first over 100k fleet.
Invading Xeno lair.
There we are, the first world is already being invaded. We are now also able to make Gene Warriors, which are going to be our new ground forces once these fellows fade away. Transfer one back over, there we go. And let's terraform this world into something more beautiful. Well, by beautiful, I just mean more useful to us. Okay, this is interesting. Something I didn't really think about. Because we are Fanatic Purifiers, we can't have these even as residents. I think if I'm Fanatic Xenophobe, I can still have the machines as residents, but instead, well, servitude. That's gonna be problematic. I've never had a machine uprising before, but we are on the way to allowing that to happen.
We have mastered a new technique.
So moves the Corvette fleet. They, on the other hand, are going all the way over here because we're about to attack the Union and the Combine, which have made a defensive pact. The fleet itself should be more than powerful enough to take out the entire Empire all by itself. And let's make some clone warriors. Sorry, some gene warriors to be waiting there to take over all of the worlds. Who needs an endgame crisis when you have friends like the Legion? The last of their defense forces here. Honestly, not a terrible effort there, but yeah. Ultimately, futile. Ambitions are now unlocked, so all of them are active because we had enough unity to activate absolutely everything. So more unity, more minerals, our fleet is now cheaper, and we have more navy capacity, everyone is thinking like us. Just overall, lots of very good things. And most importantly, more research speed, which is good because we can't talk to anyone. We don't really have all that many research bonuses, which is going to be really problematic. Sure, we are spanning most of the galaxy and expanding quickly, but our tech is never going to be as good as other empires. The numbers will be there, but the research bonuses, so the research speed bonuses, are a little bit harder to come by with this type of empire. Perhaps I should have been part materialist or something, but oh well, here we are now. Also, I believe I've just grabbed their homeworld. Yes, yes I have. Absolutely delicious. Now, thankfully, these machines are not part of the hive mind, the collective consciousness, so I can still move them to the main world with no problem. It's only from the machine empire itself I can't have the populations. Meanwhile, at the top of the galaxy,
We have declared war on the abominable Xenos.
okay, so you both have hotkeys now, fantastic. And could you two, in fact all of you, please follow the fleet? We can now build mega structures, so instantly spending one of our Ascension Perks, and what I'm going to do is rebuild this, the Coordination Center. When this is fully operational, it'll give us more fleet power, more stations, and even increase our sublight speed of all of our craft. Lovely.
Xeno lab secured.
The Confederation has been destroyed. As our swarm destroys the last remnants of this enemy, at least in terms of their forces, our empire now looks like this. Still scared of one of the fallen empires waking up, but outside of that we are looking nigh unstoppable. Maybe I should make some moves now to try and counter the fallen empires. So they have a lot of shields, so we're probably going to go with anti-shield weaponry. And we should focus on upgrading what we already have at this point. So this will likely be the last war for a while, because it is getting very close to the end. And we have plenty of space. Starting the Science Nexus. We have 50 more years now until the endgame crisis can spawn in, and things are looking just really good for us. We've almost finished off the Empire over here, and I'm still thinking we might not go to war again for a while, perhaps even until the endgame crisis or mid-game crisis events actually occur. There's just so much for us to do. I think what I'll probably do is also completely destroy the Combine. At the moment I was going to hold off, but instead we'll destroy the Combine as well. That way we'll control all of this area. And that war will go on for a while. Also, oh, Ether Drake. For some reason I thought there were two of the Stellar Devourers, but no. So right now, I'm still trying to make as many worlds as I possibly can into the Archaeology project. The reason is I absolutely adore these worlds, I think they're absolutely phenomenal, and I used to think they were weaker than they currently are, and honestly, they are truly fantastic, so I'm somewhat tempted not to go down the route of Galactic Wonders, because that's going to use up influence as well, and I need all that influence because I have so many worlds to convert. And instead, what we could go with is perhaps Galactic Contender. That way we can very quickly start attacking the Fallen Empires before they wake up. We've been very lucky they are not awake yet, which is bizarre. It's been so long and yet no one's waking up. So after this war, we could mobilize on the Fallen Empires. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. I have a 100k fleet currently at war, and I have another almost 100k fleet, in fact over 100k fleet here. I'm still building some, and I am working on building the mega shipyard. So we should be able to attack them fairly soon. The question is, who do we attack? So I'm thinking we go after this one, the Materialists, because rather than Gaia World, they have a world which has already gone through the Archaeology project, which is pretty darn awesome. But do they have any other good worlds? I think they should have the Archives. There it is, and that's a Gaia world. It's also nice and close. Yeah, we have to attack through this angle, which is a bit annoying, but it's not a big deal. And we can definitely beat them with the bonus we have currently. Yeah, so gonna finish off this war fairly soon, because I've already got most of the stuff I already want, and then I'm gonna mobilize on the Fallen Empire, even if it means finishing before we completely eradicate our current enemy. The Coordination Center has been restored. So, from this we get plus 150 to our Navy capacity, we get 6 plus to our Starbase capacity, our Starbases can have 12 more defense platforms, and our sublight speed has been increased by 15%. Overall, pretty nice. The puppeteers finally reveal themselves. We're a lot more simple with our manipulation. We threaten you, you do what we say, or we kill you. One more world about to be made perfect. And for once, I don't have enough minerals. There we go. Okay, there we are. That was the enemy defeated. I honestly thought they had one more world left, but apparently I wasn't looking correctly. But there we are, either way. And so with that, we can now move all of our fleets over from here. Although I do need some repairs on the way. But let's move them here nonetheless. So I have about 300k fleet power and of course some really nasty stations. We have about the same fleet power, just a tiny bit more, but of course we are now doing a bonus 1/3 damage, which is a big deal. I should really just auto-sell these minerals, because it's getting a bit insane now. Sure, let's go with that. Pretty much worthless, sadly, to sell them, since we're not in the proper market. Yeah, 10,000 equals only 1,400 energy. I mean, it's still energy nonetheless, but it's not as much as one might imagine. I never say one, but at the moment I am. I don't know why. Perhaps I'm going insane after over 20 hours of recording at this point. Yeah, maybe sanity's slowly slipping away. Because I had that at one point, I think. Well, I really don't know if we're going to win this one. It's going to be really close. But even if we do lose, as long as we don't lose absolutely everything, it's going to be worth it. So, extra shield damage, thank you very much. Everything else is just about active. Do we want more sublight speed right now? You know what? Sure, why not? Okay. There we are. I wonder what their war goal will be. Will it just be to... No, humiliate. Okay, that means I think they can't just take our systems by taking over the star bases. That's interesting.
We have mastered a new technology.
Good timing there for some more damage for our ships. Wow, we are so strong in terms of just sheer damage, and of course that's partially because we are Fanatic Purifiers. The bonuses we have are kind of insane. Plus 33% fire rate, and then plus 10% from Distinguished Admiralty, then plus 10% from being Militarist. Yeah, our ships fire so quickly. Pure offense. And then of course we have no retreat currently active as well, which is an additional 33%. Wow, our attack speed is just mad. Which I honestly, when it comes to the endgame crisis on this difficulty, I do believe that damage is far more important than any defense you can put on your ships. Because the enemy are doing so much damage per shot, they're gonna cut through armor pretty much guaranteed anyway, so you may as well fire faster. Interesting, they seem to be going away from their capital, which is fine by me. Set the Armageddon bombardments. And a new science vessel. Straight away, your first job is just to grab these. Okay, everyone stack up, please.
We have mastered a new technology.
Don't think I'll ever make a Juggernaut, but it would be nice to have the tech ready. Yeah, they're going this way. They're going to try and attack us over here, but since they're not going to be grabbing every system they attack, I don't really care.
Invading Xeno lair.
Okay, ground forces, get ready to attack. Now the question is, do we send these over to the main world, or do we leave them here? If we leave them here, it means these buildings are going to be active for a while, though they will still slowly deactivate, since there's no way we can grow populations here fast enough. And I currently want all my populations on my other worlds, because I'm still doing things on the other worlds. None of them are really overpopulated yet. I might just send them away, just because it's so much simpler. Then just have the populations here grow normally. I mean, we do get the extra 50% growth speed, so maybe. Either way, though, send in the Gene Warriors. The new fellows can go over here and do the same to the Archive. So we can grab these two with essentially one, because that's all we really care about. In fact, if we can do this, I'm tempted to status quo. Oh, no, we can't. That's a shame. If we could status quo, that would be amazing, because we've lost very few ships because of our outright aggressiveness. I can't talk today. Our outright aggressiveness. The enemies aren't really getting a chance to fire back all that much, as you can see. So we're not losing much every fight. And these are pretty good Citadels, but yeah, just not enough to deal with this. With all those survivors, we can then just move on to the next Fallen Empire straight away, which would be insanely good. Now over here. All of you can make a move. And this world will be one more beautiful ocean world. And eventually, we'll activate the Archaeology project.
We have claimed a new world for our people.
Lovely. One more world somewhere else. Quite a good world as well, since it has the bonus research. Who needs ringed worlds and such when you can just have all of the worlds? The strategy that the enemy are employing is ultimately really silly. They're attacking our systems over here, but not claiming them instantly because they're just trying to humiliate us because they are fallen and don't want to expand their borders. But the thing is, I'm destroying their home systems. If I take out all their home systems, they're gone. It doesn't matter if they've claimed these worlds, well, they're currently occupying them, I should say. They don't even get them if we status quo. So you go ahead and keep on doing that. I'm just gonna begin orbital bombarding with Armageddon stance on your populations, on your home world. Oh no, my general has died. He was a good host. Need more Gene Warriors. Star Knights. Ooh, lovely. The Mega Shipyard will soon be fully online.
We have claimed a new world for our people.
Ah, why did I have a science vessel just chilling here? Don't know, but they're gone now. Maybe if I paid some attention, they wouldn't be gone. Also, you may be wondering, why do I go with gene clinics to begin with rather than something like clone vats, which is more effective? It's 33% rather than the 15%. It's 15, right? Sorry, 10% the gene clinics give. And it's because it also gives amenities, and it just makes everything a lot easier, I find. It's because I'm trying to micromanage so many worlds. Doing things like that just makes everything a lot easier. They start selling food as well. Beautiful. More wonderful worlds encased in steel. And probably a lot of concrete. The home world is ours. Which means we get almost 200 willing participants to give us minerals, food, and a lot of unity. Not that we need it, mind you. We currently have over 1 million unity. We're very unified in this. It's not the most pleasant thing to be unified about, but unified nonetheless. Also, I'm sure my mouse clicking at this point is driving everyone insane, including myself, because I have to edit all of this, bear in mind. The video will end up between 2 and 3 hours long. The last video took over 50 hours of raw footage, so trust me, clicking on my own voice become very irritating. Time to get ahead of the competition. We now have a brand new relic. And the spiritual Fallen Empire, the ones over here, the Watchers, will now allow us to conquer the Gaia worlds without attacking us in revenge. Okay, so I've been mixing things up. I thought that was the spiritualists. No, these are the spiritualists, those are the xenophobes. Oh, of course they are. Yeah, look, we have systems attached to them. They haven't been trying to kill us. We need to jump one of our science vessels over here as well so we can start grabbing these. An 18-size Gaia world, a 13 Tundra world, and a 10 Gaia world. That all would be pretty darn nice. Where's the closest science vessel we have? I really need to put scientists back on the worlds as well. Okay, yeah, you can go there for now. One of the construction vessels as well. And I am now sorting out all of our trade routes, by the way. I've already put down bastions, which will be defending the trade routes as they move around, and eventually I will get the gateway tech.
We have mastered
eventually.
technology.
Beautiful. We now have the archives under our most trusted control. Send over all of these back to the main world. Boop. Sadly, this is only a Gaia world, not a city world, but still, it'll work. And trade that. This time around, I will turn it into clone vats. And I've done the same with this as well. Just trying to get the population up and running as soon as possible. Okay, so I've lost a lot of our ground forces, but at the same time, these worlds are nowhere near as strong, so it's not a big deal. There we are, the conservers have been removed from the game. I always have such late-game, mid-game crises. Crises? Crises. The mid-game crisis is always late, is what I'm trying to say. I don't know why. I either get really unlucky and have it on the day it can possibly happen, or it just happens so near the endgame crisis, it's not such a big deal. Where's the Awakening Empires? Where's the Marauders going psycho? Creating a resort world. We may be repugnant, but at least we know how to have a good holiday. Over at the Tundra world. But the point is, all of my other colonies now get plus 15% amenities for free, which is rather nice. With this one... Oh yeah, I can now build a dimensional fabricator. Though we do need more housing here if we want to continue to grow the population, but we don't really get much out of it other than clerks, so sure. We'll put down the dimensional fabricator here. 100 minerals, 2 motes, 2 gas, 2 crystals, all for 20 energy, and doesn't require workers. I got this from Reverse Engineer Arcane Technology, and we just happen to get lucky. Okay, our forces are moving over there. These new fleets are almost ready to go. And they have all the new dark matter stuff. So we have the dark matter reactor, the dark matter thrusters, and the dark matter deflectors. Now converting a lot of our worlds into alloy production, we can get loads of alloys very easily by using the foundry arcology, and we're now over 1k. In fact, we're close to 1.5k per month, which is really good in comparison to where we were just a couple of years ago. Now, overall, looking at my empire, looking at my tech and everything else and the research bonuses, I feel like we're doing well, but not good enough for the endgame crisis. We really do need to push tech now, even more so. We're at 14k, it's increasing a lot every year, but we just don't have many of those bonus bits of research. We're currently at plus 77%, plus 79%, and currently at plus 100%. You can get that way higher. Bear in mind, we don't have some of the bonuses like the Curator Order, we're not materialists, so we don't get a bonus there. So we do really need to just up the numbers. We need just a serious amount of tech to offset that. Now, we do have loads of worlds, and loads of worlds which are currently still growing, so that will increase. But hopefully quick enough. We're going to have loads of fleets. We're going to have loads of economy, but we need the research to back it up as well. This may be silly in a very close fight, but what I'm going to do is go to war now. And instantly jump into here. Ooh, unless they're going to be so dumb they're going to just go away from their capital. You going to move? Where are you going? You are... Yep, just leaving the capital, aren't you? At least one of your fleets is. How about the others? Yeah, no. You seem confused. Well... That was not the smartest choice I've ever seen.
Xeno station engaged.
You had health, and there it goes. You had health, and there it goes. Good, a fleet! But we don't have to fight their Citadel as well. Oh, that was brutal. That was very... Oh, we lost one Corvette. Oh, dear. Okay, there's the rest of their fleet. Glorious. What's your defense like? Insane and insane. In that case, what I'm going to do is bombard one planet, and the ground forces can already start work on the other, so bombard the core. Now, ground forces, which are strong enough to deal with either of them, but are going to take some losses, you can go and grab Boundary. Sadly, just a Gaia world this time, but still. Look at that devastation racking up. Who'd have thought? Armageddon hurts. And it's really shiny.
Invading Xeno lair.
Science Nexus is almost completely online. A glorious day for the leeches. I currently have quite a lot of influence banked up, but I also have several worlds which are currently preparing to be viable to turn into city worlds, so I don't really have that much influence. Looks like I do, but I don't. There we are, there goes all the influence. Apparently a lot of the planets just finished off becoming viable. The sleepers have finally awoken. Well, that's gonna be problematic. Oh dear. Fools. Well, here's hoping they don't attack us, but I doubt they're not going to because they are completely consumed by our borders. Yeah, that isn't the best, really, is it? Also, I'm just not getting tech for gateways. Am I missing a tech somewhere so I'm not able to grab it? Or am I just getting really unlucky with the rares? Like, you don't need all the L gates, do you, for the gateways? I'm sure of that. Because we need gateways. Our empire, way too big just to rely on wormholes and just going from place to place manually. Okay, so because an empire is awoken... Oh, actually, what I think, if we go to war, what I think they're going to do is try to control us. They don't outright try and destroy us. Which means they can't go to war with us if we're already at war with another empire. So we just need to stay perpetually destroying everything we see. Which is basically what we do anyway. So we just go after the Combine next. This gives us time to build up our fleets so that we can defend against them. Wow, they have so much fleet power, that's kind of insane. Why are they all on 99% health? Why are you all slightly dented? Yeah, that is really worrying. Okay, just keep on going, I guess. Keep on warring. What do? We war. Oh dear, so we now have the core, but war exhaustion has kicked in. So we have 720 days, and then they can force status quo. At the moment, they're just attacking our systems. I really don't care, since we'll get them back at the end anyway. I believe I get them back, right? Yeah, neither side currently occupies claimed territory, so... because they haven't claimed it, they're not getting it. So we can declare war on you straight away afterwards, which is what we're going to do. So really, what I would like is to try and grab this system here, just so it's easier for us to move and attack you. We don't have to try and go through this direction with the enigmatic fortress, for instance. So what is here? Just a boring basic world? Do you actually have any other specialised worlds, or is it just all the boring gubbins? Boring, boring, boring. Yep, you are just boring. Okay, everyone, please, could you get your butts and move over to the next Citadel? So grab that, move there, all of our ground forces, get ready to attack something else.
Xeno invaders are defiling one of our planets.
And as for you, more workers. So apparently they can go to war with us even if we are at war with others. So they're trying to turn us into them. Well, they're trying to gain control of us, is what I was trying to say there. So what I'm going to see is if they're actually going to take our systems when they take one of the star bases, or is it similar to last time, they can't actually destroy us, it's just for that war goal. Because we could fight them into status quo, even if we lose our fleets. Because if they can't take it instantly, I'm just going to continue to take systems over here and basically just ignore them and put all of our alloys into making new ships. Well, with one fallen empire really falling, and another attacking us, we are in a very weird position. It turns out, my worst fear has been confirmed, they will take systems and worlds as soon as they grab them. That's gonna really be really annoying, really. So, we do have some fleets over here, so we have over 300k ready. We have these fleets over here, and we are doing bonus damage to them, but even so, if we attack now, we're just going to lose. So what I could do is try to take some of their worlds and their systems, force them back, and just keep them in a stalemate. I think that's probably what I'm going to do. Okay, so can you start moving as soon as possible? Once again, we need gateways. How long will it take for you to get over this side? Go over there to the wormhole, then there. Oh, that takes forever as well. Okay, instead I can just make you jump. So, get as close as you can, please. We do have quite a bit of fleet power. I think if we fight them, we are going to do some serious damage to their fleets. Again, we can probably force status quo, but we need to be really careful about it. They're also moving away, so there's a chance we can get our world back. Yeah, sure, grow your populations. We'll eat them later. We're here to take our world back. The idea is if I start attacking them, even though we would lose in a straight one-on-one, I could force them back into their territory. They're about to grab another world. Some of our fleet's now arriving. They're going to do the same over here. If we're lucky, we can just distract them to death. Okay, since this was our world, it had almost no defense anyway, and they've just obliterated what defense it had.
Our planet has been occupied by alien filth.
It looks like they're going back already, which is fine by me. Let's see if we can take out the Citadel, then we'll run for it. At the same time, you can go and try and take that back. And you're already in jump range, good. About to take our world back, and we're being annoying over here. Sadly, we're about to lose some of our ground forces, but only a few.
One of our spaceports is under attack. Xeno land secured.
And now we've grabbed that, what we can do is destroy the Citadel, then move out, and just keep on harassing them. That's all we need to do. Just keep on harassing them until our fleets arrive, our main fleets, and we're strong enough to deal with them. It is going to take a while, though. They are very strong. They're just kind of sitting there, which is fine by me, because what I'm going to do is go straight for their capital. And we have the ground forces to do it, and all of our fleets are now converging. Still not enough to deal with them, though, mind you. But it is something. If they do attack us, I will most likely be able to status quo just because how much damage I'll do. There we are. Oh, forgot they had 2 planets. For some reason I thought they only had 1. Well, that's a problem. Okay. Let's punish them for daring to do this. You, Armageddon that. You, Armageddon this. I'm assuming they're heading back. Yeah, we don't stand a chance. If they attack us, we are definitely dead. Even with the extra damage. Just cause some damage. For now, as soon as I see them heading towards us, though, we'll bolt.
Invading Xeno.
The science nexus is
We
complete.
have mastered a new technology.
Lovely. That's a plus 15% to our research speed. Let's grab all the small bits of tech that I'm missing while we're waiting around. Where are you going? Okay, looks like what the enemy are going to do is try and take all our other worlds. That is very problematic indeed. Don't really have enough ground forces to repel them, which is annoying. They only have 2k though, so if we can put all of our ground forces onto one planet, as in the ones which aren't currently invading their homeworld, then we could cause some damage to their ground forces. Sky Temple is being bombarded. Is one of you not using Armageddon? There we go. And the throne is being invaded by our Gene Warriors. The Celestial Throne is ours, but they are moving back to intercept us finally. So, the good thing with this, though, is I can do some serious damage here. Oh look, 116 of your populations, and they're all now heading to my homeworld, where they're going to be treated ever so well after you dared to attack us. The more I play this Empire, the more I become incredibly sadistic. This time around, rather than simply removing everyone but one, I have completely destroyed the colony. The Celestial Throne is no more. Now, I believe the unique buildings will be there once we return. Ah, darn, we're not strong enough to attack straight away. But they will be all destroyed, so let's move away. Unless I just want to stand my ground. No, I think right now it would be best if we just run away. They probably won't follow us all the way out. And just continue to build up more ground forces, and we will return later once they've moved somewhere else. Which they likely will. I'm hoping they'll attack in this direction or go after the worlds we've already reclaimed.
Attack.
Managed to catch one of their fleets off guard. Goodbye. The other fleet, though, is it on its way? What does it do? Yep, it's definitely on its way. Okay, so you need to get out of there as soon as possible. So retake the station, then jump there. We're currently attacking in the Sky Temple because, well, we had to run and I couldn't get out in time, so I just landed. Almost certainly going to lose our ground forces there, but still. Lovely, one of our worlds is now a city.
Xeno station engaged.
Just about made it, okay. Now you stay there till we figure out what they're doing. Yep, they're seemingly chasing us, so we're just going to go round and round and round.
We have claimed a new world.
Well, we didn't get their homeworld, and we're going to lose one of our worlds, which thankfully we didn't really have many populations on anyway. But we can now status quo. Any second now. There we go. Okay, everyone, back home. Once the truce ends, we'll definitely be strong enough to take them. Honestly, we would have done some serious damage on a proper one-on-one, but taking out that smaller fleet was all we really needed. Whilst I'm waiting around, recouping my strength, let's finish off this empire once and for all. Oh look, and they're friends of the Combine.
We have declared war on the heinous Xenos.
Okay, you can go over there to defend from this side. And everyone else can pretty much just stay where they are. Actually, I believe there's a wormhole, which goes right into their territory. It's close. Tell you what, one of the main fleets move over. We'll take over some of the Combine space as well. Is the reason why I'm not getting any of the gateway techs because I've not encountered a gateway? Because I'm looking in all of my vast territory. And yeah, there's no gateway here. At all. Normally you find the gateways which have been turned off, the ones which have fell into disrepair, but I have not found a single one. In fact, I have no idea where they are. Now, I found some L gates, but that's not the same thing. Where are the gateways? Now, it looks like I can see all of this, but that's not necessarily true, but I can see all of those, so I kind of can. I'm missing something here, so yeah, I'm sure a lot of people have already told me exactly what I'm missing, but I can't quite figure it out. Now, I am a little bit under the weather, so perhaps it's just my brain frying here, but I have no idea why I can't get gateways, and that is a serious problem because, yep, lots of territory, slow ships, not enough wormholes. If we have the endgame crisis spawn in the wrong place, we are doomed. The Combine is rapidly falling, and we've just defeated the hierarchy, so now all of this territory is completely ours. And of course we have 2 new worlds, which means lots and lots of brand new workers, which is pretty darn good for us. So naturally I accidentally destroy the world, but still, the point is, they're gone now, and the Combine will fall momentarily. After that we have a couple more years, then we can once again attack the Awakened Empire, then after that, the endgame crisis is going to start pretty darn soon. Now, I've almost got all the tech to activate the L Gate, which I will be doing as well, so only 2 goals now before the endgame can spawn, is to remove the Awakened Empire, activate the L Gate, and see what's there. Going to be leaving this Federation mostly alone, because fighting this Federation will just be really annoying. They don't have the fleet power to possibly stop us, but it is 3 empires, so they will be constantly taking bits of our territory. It's going to be an absolute mess. And we don't really gain much from it either, that's the thing. If we actually had something to gain from it, but it's so late in the game now. Grabbing these worlds, we don't really have enough time to get them going, and we don't really need any more workers. We have plus 6,000 minerals, and that's with us selling 8,000 of them a month. The Horizon Signal. Gravity is desire. So, this is the Worm in Waiting event. I've just activated this. At some point I will kind of force this in the earlier game. You can actually force this apparently by just going in and out of systems which have a wormhole in them. A black hole in them. And by doing that you can activate this a lot earlier. This is the latest I think I've ever had this activate. Well, we are going to continue, because the worm is still fantastic, regardless what we do there. Okay, so, L-Gate, let's activate you, and then let's go through, and there's some new territory for us to control. I wonder what event I'm going to get out of this. Got my fleets ready, my construction vessel, everything else, so as soon as we go through, it will be ours. The Grey Tempest. Okay, so we're going to have to fight for our new territory. Come on, update so I can move there. Oh wait, no, do I need to actually scout it? That would make more sense, wouldn't it? Okay, rush through. Stop the Grey Tempest from escaping. I said rush through. Do I need the scientist to go first anyway? Fine. Well, you're dead.
Our ship is under attack.
Hello, Grey Tempest.
We have claimed a new world for our people. System survey complete.
How adorable. You're scary in the very, very early game, but right now, not particularly. Okay, wait until all those have been cleared up, then we can start to take over the world. By world, I mean galaxy. Okay, both of you can be on passive. And our fleets, you sit there next to those jump points, you move over to there, that way. If any of the enemies come in, they'll attack the fleets first rather than the science vessels, and the science vessels can just continue what they're doing. clearing up some of the Leviathans, and that's why I wanted that beautiful 500 influence. I can't quite remember what this gives me. Study the corpse, or make it a trophy for all to see. Now, if I study the corpse, I get something else, but this has fit to my empire, so sure. And there's the trophy. Plus 5% happiness on the world and a tiny bit of unity. We are the Dragon Slayer. We can increase our happiness. Pretty nice. But it also gave us a load of influence, which is great, because the last time I got all that influence, I ended up with 3 more worlds undergoing the Archaeology project. And now, I have enough for 2 more. Well, my fleets weren't quite yet in position, but I will gladly accept the challenge. Together we move as one to obliterate the filthy Xeno. Sky Temple will be ours. And look! They've started to rebuild what was once their throne, but they've changed the name of it and everything. What a shame for them.
System survey complete. System survey complete.
Chase down those fleets, you can easily crush them. Well, annoyingly, this thing has an FDL inhibitor. And now it doesn't. We just instantly obliterated that fortress. Oh, it's still there. Shouldn't you only have an FDL inhibitor if you have at least a fortress? Okay, we'll go the long way around. Whilst all the insanity is going on with the war versus the Awakened Empire, which is about to be won, by the way, we have now hit 30k research, and we are now opening the way for the worm. Which means, if the lag would go away, we offer up our son to get all of these new worlds. Thank you, O glorious worm. Now our main species should be a little bit different. Wow, we have so many things we're purging at the moment. That is actually kind of insane. Oh, we didn't change. Normally it changes our preference. To Tomb World. Oh, because it didn't change our world. I didn't think about that. Still, either way, it is worthwhile because we have all of these. Okay, am I going mad, or does that say that's a 28 size planet? I am almost certain that's above the maximum. 25 is the maximum, right? Well, you're going to be a special world of ours, aren't you? My goal is to turn every last one of these into the Archaeology project. Which would be phenomenal. But that probably won't happen in time, since that costs so much influence. At very least, we have loads of extra worlds now for pretty much everything we could possibly want. Well, our fleets aren't looking bad at the moment, and Bubbles, you are absolutely ridiculously big. Bubbles, move. Thank you. So, yeah, Bubbles recently got the 100-year thing, so now he's 100 years old, which increases his size and his power level. He's still pretty weak, honestly, but he is the size of a star. Because he's our little star, aren't you, buddy? Yes, you are, you creepy thing. Yes. Nah. He's adorable in his own way.
Xeno lair secured.
Didn't mean to zoom in there, but I lagged out. Nope, that does not help it. That does not help things. Well, 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 what have we here? A coordination center, huh? Okay, so that's pretty darn lovely. I wonder where all the extra bonuses came from. So now we actually have 2 coordination centers. And we can upgrade it as well, so that's pretty fantastic. More sublight speed, navy capacity, all the other usual good stuff. I'll have to save up some alloys for that. I'm still building up my fleets, as you can probably tell. And that's where all my alloys are currently going. All of the minerals and influence go towards making more and more of our beautiful ecologies. And all of our alloys go into making more and more ships. And over here, all of the nanite worlds are being converted into ocean worlds, which we are now inhabiting as well. Most likely these will just stay as rural worlds, producing energy, food, all the usual gubbins, which keeps the Empire running. So here's something weird to note. On one of the worlds we just took from the Fallen Empire, which by the way is no more, they had the Omega alignment. Now the reason why the Omega alignment is bizarre to see is the Omega alignment is the final building you build to summon in the worm. It activates the whole generating the entry point event in which you turn your star into a black hole and thus get loads of extra tomb worlds. What were they up to? Oh, that is a bug. Well, that seems trustworthy.
A new technology.
I'm also clearing away all the random aliens in our territory, so if we want to grab these systems very soon, we can. The problem is, it's not so much that there's aliens there, it's that we need the influence, and as much as all these holes in our territory is slowly driving me insane, influence means the Arcology Project means more power means a happy Lathrix. So, might end up keeping that. Also, it's just over 10 years now until the endgame crisis can spawn in, and we are woefully unprepared. I mean, we do have a decent fleet power. I feel like right now, with most of the endgame crises, we might be able to take out one very normal fleet, a normal or small fleet. But if they stack it, or if they use one of the larger fleets, we're going to be devastated. So, just keep on rocking that tech, keep on trying to get more alloys, keep on turning all of our worlds into the Arcology Project event, so we have just more and more population. We're strong, and against the times 5 crisis, this would be laughable, but against times 25, I'm not the one who's laughing.
Colonization efforts begun.
I'm sick of the existence of this Federation. Truly, their presence nauseates me. The fleets are now en route to pretty much every single entry point to every one of their empires. Long live the Legion. Well, our fleets are close enough. Hello.
We have declared war on the nauseating Xenos.
So right now our ground forces are a little bit further back. All I'm focusing on right now is taking out every station and claiming every system. If we can take out all their stations, then they can stop preparing and attacking us, because otherwise this is going to get really annoying really, really fast. Now, do they have any L-gates in their territory? Not that I can see, though I have missed them before, so... Well, in that case, we just go on through. One thing I'm realizing right now is I currently have way more science in this current year than in the previous times 25 crisis attempt. Which is really good. Of course, the problem is we have set the crisis 25 years earlier, so we have way less time to stack all that research. We also don't have all the same modifiers, so we are getting more research, but it's being less effective. We're still researching faster though, which is weird when you're playing this wide. Since the game changed with the admin cap thing, it is a bizarre experience to say the least. We are definitely going to need to increase our admin cap, speaking of which. Okay, so they're about to take that. That's fine. You're about to clash with them. And soon I can just jump you over there anyway, so try and rush over there if you could.
Invading Xeno lair.
Well, that was laggy, but there we are. I believe that's their main fleet dealt with. We are invading some world, which is good. We're not really focusing on that. That's really annoying. How did you get past me? Oh, because that's not connected. Wow, that really does look connected when you zoom out. Okay, so... could just jump you in. You know what? Yeah, jump you in, attack that. It seems like they're struggling with the Citadel anyway, so not a big deal there, but still. Gonna bounce you back. Then you're gonna grab that. That's fine. You're about to go in here, grab all this, which is apparently very isolated. This is way easier than I expected. Now, I expected it to be easy in terms of the enemy fleets not really being able to take out our fleets. But they're not really harassing us all that much, which is fine by me.
Secured.
The first of the empires to fall is the Machine Empire. No longer are they disgracing our galaxy with their very existence. And with that, there's only 2 more to go. A little bit of harassment's happening, which is really annoying, so I just climbed all these systems. But ultimately, yep, there's not really all that much else left to do, but just finish off this very, very small bit of territory. We're getting close to finishing off all the empires, and if we look at our home world, 2,500 undesirables. Yep.
Xeno lair secured.
Kind of insane, really. Well, yes, please. I would love a baby dragon. I mean, who wouldn't?
Invading Xeno lair.
1 more empire has met its end. Only 1 to go. Well, technically speaking, we have now won. We are the only empire left in the galaxy. The galaxy is ours now to do with as we see fit. Including building more coordination center stuff. So, now it's just a matter of preparing for the endgame crisis. We have a lot of fleet power already, and a lot of this isn't accounted for, it's all over the galaxy. We still cannot build gateways, and I cannot figure out for the life of me what I'm missing. Now, it is a rare tech, but we've been going over this for long enough now that should really have... well, we should have found it by now. So the only problem now is I still don't have gateway tech. I will need to look it up, what I'm missing, because I'm clearly missing something which is not allowing the tech to spawn in. I've been trying to get every single tech, which I am still seeing, but I think I've got all of them now, so I'm not seeing anything outside of repeatables. So what am I missing? So I've been reading online, and the reports vary quite a lot, but the one report I keep on seeing is you do need to get an unactivated ancient gateway before you can get the tech itself. The problem is, I can't see any, and if there are any, then it must have been activated already, otherwise it would simply have it on my situation log. So, yeah, I'm kind of stuck here. I just don't think we're going to be able to get gateways. Again, I might be wrong here, but I can't find information to the contrary. Perhaps I'm just missing it, but I have been looking for the last like, half an hour. Now that is lovely. We have a science nexus hub. This must have been left by one of the empires we conquered. Well, we can't build 2 ourselves, but if one's already being built or is already partially built like this, we can continue it. And that effect will stack, so more research speed for us. Dragon versus Marauders. Also, apparently its animation is a bit off, because for some reason we do fire from the star, not from our current location. Unless we're using the star, in which, that's pretty cool. Goodbye to the Marauders. Excellent. We are now 3 years into the endgame, so the endgame crisis can spawn at any moment really, and this is currently our fleet power. We are looking pretty good. Our main problem, as I've mentioned probably countless times in this video now, is we don't have gateways. And yeah, at this point I've tried everything I've looked up, I just can't unlock the gateway tech, which means getting around is going to be a serious pain, and I suddenly wish I built our mega shipyard by an L gate, so at least we can use the L gate jumps, or perhaps by a wormhole or something, but instead, it's kind of in the middle of nowhere. The reason why I built it here is because at the time, our empire spanned pretty much this half of the map, so this was close to the middle, and it had a lot of hyperlanes going around to places which are currently active, lots of battles, so it made sense. Now, though, a bit less so. The only upside, really, is the fact we do have the Blade of the Huntress, which should increase our sublight speed by 25% for 10 years. We'll activate that once the endgame crisis spawns in. And that's pretty much it. I can't see a dormant gateway, which is the important one, and I can't even see an activated one. I've even went back and checked, while starting a new game, to make sure I had it set so gateways could spawn, and I did, I definitely did. So, yeah. Bit weird, really. And again, I could be missing something, so feel free to tell me. And that's the last time I'll mention it now. Because I'm even boring myself, and that's never a good sign. So I think this event may scale with how much tech you're normally getting, because that just gave me 815,000 research. Okay then. Well, it's finally happened. I now control every single system. Annoyingly, there are still gaps in my borders because that's how the game works. And I've colonised every single world, or at least I'm on the way to colonise them. That's the very last world, which isn't currently under my control. And my construction vessel's now going around collecting all the resources I've been ignoring while just conquering every single system. The amount of micromanagement has gone to insane levels, I admit. But still. That is beautiful. And for those wondering, this is how many undesirables we currently have, producing almost 30,000 minerals and over 20,000 food. Because we put them to good use. The Science Nexus is completed, which means now we have an additional 15% research speed, which does stack with the other 15% from our other Science Nexus. God loves science. Making sure to go ahead and grab some of the tech so I wasn't already stacking, so energy weapon attack speed and armor as well, so more energy damage, more armor, that way if it is the Scourge which attacks us, I'm then also prepared. At the moment, I'm very well prepared versus the Unbidden, I'm okay versus the Contingency, although that scares me so much. The Contingency will definitely be the biggest problem because, well, I can't warp around very easily, and they have 4 locations, and they're just scary anyway, but I haven't seen them in how many runs? The Contingency is definitely the least seen of all the endgame crisis. I'm really hoping it's going to be the Unbidden again in terms of me winning, although that's really boring, but what I'm hoping for in terms of just fun is the Scourge. I want to see how the Scourge is on this difficulty. Now, if we get really lucky and the Scourge spawn, let's say here, which is really good because of choke points and such, I will still allow them to at least get to their second wave. At the moment, we could probably crush the scouting wave, but that's no fun. I want to see how powerful they are after that phase. After that phase, I'll be as cheesy as anything, trying to block them off and trying to snipe one fleet at a time. But before then, I will let them spawn in, if it is even them. So I'll discuss that more when the endgame crisis finally arrives. It's currently been just over 10 years since they can spawn. The year is now 2,833, and, well, our fleets are looking pretty darn deadly. We have several which are now over 500,000, a lot of them are over 400,000, closing on 500,000, and our research is continuing to stack very, very quickly. We now have 65,000 research, and we're still having no negatives from our Empire Sprawl. We are doing incredibly well. If you compare this to the same date as the last full playthrough, without spoiling too much, we are in a much stronger position, and we're meant to have the endgame crisis earlier. I'm just hoping it spawns in soon, honestly. We're waiting. Galactic Power Surge. So, once again, it's going to be the Unbidden. Okay, so, the next time I play Stellaris, I'm going to have the endgame even earlier, obviously, because that's what I'm doing every single time, setting it back, trying to get better at ramping up, and my god, have I got better this time. But here's the thing, I am so sick of seeing the Unbidden. The Unbidden is the most seen on the channel now, so what I'm going to do is avoid using jump drives. I believe, I'm not sure if it's the amount of empires or how early you get it, but I know that jump drives are in some way linked to how the Unbidden spawn in. Don't worry, I'll look all this up before I do the next playthrough, but I'll actively try and play to spawn in something else. Apparently getting synths should get you the Contingency, But that's not happening either. Now, with the Scourge, that's linked to how late in the game is, and I can't remember exactly. Don't worry, what I'm trying to say is I'm very tired right now. I'm feeling really, really sick. And, yeah, I am going to be actively trying to avoid this. Okay, keep at it. So, soon the Unbidden will spawn in, and oh, they don't stand a chance. We're almost correctly set up for them as well. This is all we need to do. Okay, so I can't afford all of that because, well, these are very expensive, so dink, there we go. This is how the battleships will be set up. One change of things. Okay, you've got lasers, which is pretty rubbish. You're mostly autocannons. You're completely set up already, except for, once again, the armor. Yeah, we're good to go. This may be a really quick end. Now, they can still defeat all of our fleet if we get hit by them all at once. I believe... What was it again? The last time I played against them, they had, to begin with, at least one 8mm fleet. Then a couple of 3mm or something like that. We're not far off. In a way, I am glad this is going to be a quicker end. Because like I say, I am actually feeling a little bit under the weather at the moment. I've been feeling quite bad for the last few days. And today I've got a migraine, which is killing me. But I am determined to finish this. Ooh. How did I miss... Oh. Unbidden? You weren't fully announced. I had the Galactic Power Surge, but you weren't... Unbidden? That's cheating! Oh, and you're actually quite close to us. Good. Everyone! And many of you will need... Admirals, I think. Yep, there we are. That's weird for them to pop up without the secondary thing. So what do they have? They have... I saw an 8mm. They have an 8.4 and a 3.4. I think we can take out either. Okay, we definitely take out the smaller one because we have more fleet power than they do. But the larger one might be a problem, especially if they're together. So we need to wait for them to split up first. Okay. In a second, you'll give us the full announcement that they're there and everything. The Unbidden. These wretched Xenos will be purged.
Log updated.
Okay, they're spawning another fleet as well straight away. So where they're going to go, I'm hoping they don't go towards the wormhole so I can get there and get a foothold. So what I need then really is a couple of shipyards somewhere close by. Okay, got one already, fantastic. This is mostly for repairs, also for upgrades if I do need to do that. So both of you are going to be converted into shipyards. There we are. You're just going to be destroyed. I mean, yeah, you've got hangar bays, but something tells me the 40k... Star Fortress isn't gonna hold up all that long. So it still ended up about 25 years earlier than the last attempt. Just didn't feel like it because the micromanagement has been horrendous.
Mastered a new technology.
Well, we're losing stations, but the world there will keep it under our control for a brief time until they attack it. So they have a new 3k, so, well, 3.5mm, I should say, 3k. A little bit more than that, 3.5mm, 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 8.5mm, all a little bit under that, of course, but rounding is fun. So I've went ahead and I've bought as many of the bonuses as I possibly could, and I've used up my influence on capacity overload, so we're just about in the positive now for energy. Though I could start selling more minerals, so we could offset that anyway. Though I couldn't afford all of the rare materials for everything I wanted, so I couldn't get the extra speed, which is really annoying, so I really wanted that. I couldn't get the extra armor. The armor is useless anyway, but we have armor, so may as well make it work. And I also couldn't activate focusing crystals in time because, well, I haven't got enough crystals. And once again, energy weapons, or at least the ones I've got, aren't particularly good versus the Unbidden, but, well, we have them, so we may as well make them better. All of you are going to get ready next to the wormhole. I'm hoping still, if I don't attack the wormhole directly, just go around it. If we can be really quick, we could potentially cheese this. I don't know if I'm going to attempt to do that, because I was going to allow the Scourge to have a foothold. With these, though, they kind of come here at full power, so it's a different story. And once again, the migraine is slowly driving me completely insane. And you may ask yourself, Lavrix, why do you record when you have a bloody migraine? Well, because it's lasted now a day and a half, so yeah, kind of got to get on with life. Oh, I'm so sorry, world. I'm not doing that much damage, actually, so that's alright. Unless you're specifically damaging the population somehow. That doesn't seem like it. Yeah, the end of the month lag now is a little bit horrendous, but that's what happens when you have 15,000 population. Wait, we'll not kill the last 21 pops. Clearly that's wrong then. They must be able to destroy it at a certain devastation level or something. I'm not 100% sure about that. Wouldn't it be cool if we had gateways? Here's the slow coaches, here's the medium coaches, and this is the fast boy. Oh, I can see why, because you're aggressive. Should I still use no retreat? Yeah, we're definitely going to stay with no retreat. Fire everything into them. So the way we could cheese this is if they all stay here, we could rush here before they've made any more stations, because right now they are focusing on attacking these systems where they can't claim very easily. We jump on over, and we take out the construction vessel, and most importantly, the starbase, like, straight away. Weirdly, it's not saying unbidden here, which it normally does. It doesn't really matter too much, it's just a visual thing. But yeah, if we can just do that quickly, and then the station would fall in seconds to this much fleet power. Yeah, that is not much health. They have no anchors or anything, we could just squash them. It all depends if they start doing more stuff. Having these two worlds here is really helping out. They still haven't claimed any systems properly yet. There is a very distinct possibility that right now we could just go in there and crush them. But that would be boring. I want to at least get some good fights in. But just for the record, right now, we could easily just win the game. Just putting it out there, we have pretty much got to that win position. Unless they start moving in some weird way right now. It's all pretty much done for them. At least I can say I've been really successful in the times 25. So right now what they're doing is they're continuing to bombard the two planets, and some of them are returning home. So that's a problem. What are you guys going to do? So right now we have just a lot of fleet power there. We could potentially try and fight this. If we focused on one, then the others, so they're not all attacking at once exactly the same, we could potentially simply go after them. I am tempted by that. We'll see what happens when all the fleets are in position. We have so many fleets it doesn't fit on the screen. They're running away from the portal. Oh, guys. I just can't not attack. It would be so silly not to. The Leech Legion has prepped for this moment, and it's just being offered to us. Oh look, now they're unbidden. You know what? No. We're gonna have some honor with this. We're gonna clear out at least these two groups. Let's see if we can take out their big fleet straight away as soon as we possibly can. Blood for the blood god, even if they probably don't have blood. Oh, we are lighting them up with shots. They are becoming glow sticks. Sorry lads, there's already an endgame crisis here.
We have mastered a new technology.
Did we lose much? We lost a couple of destroyers here and there, you know. We lost a cruiser, we lost a couple of cruisers. Continue to increase the shields. Hello there.
Our fleet has been lost.
So this is their big fleet, the thing which absolutely terrified me in the last run. Still scaring me now, honestly. Especially as they get closer to the battleships. Oh, no, they're gone. Look how many battleships have been lost, though. We're just, like, throwing them. That's our secret tactic. We are throwing our ships at them. We obliterated their main fleet. Oh, I am having too much fun with this. Because last time, they were just so scary. And it was such a difficult fight. I'm actually spoiling it, aren't I, for the other run. But to be fair, this one comes after the last run, so, you know. Continuity. Let's just put them out of their misery. These are our feeding grounds, unbidden. Not yours, but ours. It's only just occurred to me, this is over 5,000 fleet power. And that's it. The portal is destroyed. The galaxy is now a safer place. Let's go and clean up the rest. Oh yeah, I forgot they actually lived afterwards. Oh, they're coming to us. Okay, what I don't want to do is get into point-blank range straight away. We are battleships. We don't want that.
We have mastered a new technology.
Oh, hang on a sec, though. We need some more food. For no real reason, honestly. And let's make our kinetic weapon stronger. Where are you two going? Oh, and now we have the relic as well, which is the Warlock. Ta-da! Jump drive range increased and sublight speed increased as well. As we throw ships at them once again. Oh, hi, Corvettes. Well, that's pretty much that. So the question for this video really was, is the Fanatical Purifier a good tactic in terms of trying to win this crisis? And I think I can safely answer that yes. If you get a good start, so you can start taking some empires early on, and you can snowball in that way, definitely. It's a bit more difficult to get tech going that fast. Ooh, only one fleet. You're going to be really badly hurt, aren't you? Yep, ow, 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 ow. Still like 1 or 2 shot from them. But yeah, with all the bonuses you can get, it's just insane. And the fact that stacking populations, in my opinion, is a little bit broke. It is a tiny, tiny bit broke. Let's have a quick look see at our homeworld, which currently has... Okay, let's have a look at our actual homeworld, please, not one of the other worlds here. We still have 3,700 undesirables, which are producing 29,000 minerals. Consider how much a matter decompressor gives, and then realize this is giving you many multiples of that. Yeah. I don't know how you'd balance it, though, but I feel like stacking them like this is just so insanely strong. As soon as you get even 1 or 2 empires destroyed and you have their population, if you stack them fast enough, they die slow enough that they stay around for so long, you just get oodles and poodles of minerals. Oodles and poodles? What on earth am I even talking about? Headache Lathrix is weird Lathrix. So, with that, the Leech Legion is very clearly victorious. The 25 times endgame crisis, still spawning before 2,400, was utterly crushed. Next time, I think I will be going for a more friendly playstyle. I want to see what happens if you have Fanatic Materialists with the Federation start, the Galactic Community. That's not what that's called, is it? That's the Galactic Community over there. What's it called? The Good Federation, where everyone loves each other and it has loads of endgame crisis bonuses at the end. Whatever that one is, I want to start with it so that we get all of those bonuses and we get loads of tech and we have allies to safeguard us in the early game, so we're more tech heavy. We're going to be far less navy heavy than this, but we're also going to have more modifiers against the endgame crisis. We're going to end up with, I think, 100% when you combine everything together, rather than just the 50% the Defender of the Galaxy has. Maybe it's more than that, I honestly can't remember off the top of my head. I also now realise, looking at the footage, at some point I said I now realise it's over 5,000 fleet power. I meant to say 5,000 to our fleet size. Not fleet power. I understand that these millions of fleet power combined is more than 5,000. But yeah, I think really the reason why this went so well is because, almost completely because of the population stacking, but also just the bonuses you get from all of this. The extra... There we are. The extra fire rate, the extra fire rate again, the extra 1/3 navy capacity is insane. So yeah, Purifiers, purify, who would have thought. So with that, thank you so much for watching. If you have any idea for a future run, then please tell me in the comments below. And with that, if you have enjoyed the video, then of course, likes, favourites, shares, comments, all that good stuff helps out me, helps out the channel, and most importantly, shows that Stellaris is a series you wish to see continued in the future. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye. And may the leech in your brain be ever happy.